into our final topic of the night.
Guys, we just talked about our favorite movies of the 2000, but we got a crazy movie coming out next year, 2026, Avengers Doomsday. We got some crazy casting announcements. There was a live stream today. Every 12 minutes, a new actor was revealed to be in this movie. Wade, pull it up for us. Let's get into this. Our first person, Chris Hemsworth. How you guys feel about it? I think it's fitting. He's the first guy. I think he should be the main character, honestly. I don't know. He's Chris Hemsworth has earned it as Thor.
Yeah,
he's been here the longest.
Yeah, he's probably been there the longest.
Yep, good first choice.
For sure. What's the next one? Vanessa Kirby, so Sue Storm. Pretty crazy.
We haven't seen much of her yet, but obviously...
Lets us know that 4 is going to be a big thing.
Fantastic Four.
Okay, also, I don't think these are in any particular importance order. I think they were in an order to build hype throughout the day.
Definitely, yes.
But yeah, it's good that they showed us that Fantastic Four are going to be a part of this pretty early.
Yeah, this was 5 hours. I watched the whole thing.
I did too.
So did I.
I had it on my second screen at work, just in a minimized tab. And whenever I heard some music start, I threw it up and I was like, "All right, what's the music?"
Yeah,
the music was so good too. It
played the whole thing. Next. It was just showing It was just showing their names on the seats. That was it.
That was it, John.
That was it.
So, John, imagine it says this Anthony Mackie for 12 minutes, because that's what it was. But then they start playing music, somebody's theme, and then it would pan over and show the next one. So it was kind of fun every 12 minutes.
People were so mad online, like, this is stupid. Like, why doesn't Kevin Feige just, release a video with the whole
Dude,
cast?
I hated reading the chat. It was so toxic. It was like, oh, are you kidding me? I have to wait here? And like, dude, just enjoy it.
Yeah, for real. This brought me joy every 12 minutes through my workday.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, so we definitely getting Captain America and the Winter Soldier, so that's hype. Letitia Wright, so that's the new female Black Panther. I like it. She's got to be there, obviously.
This one was funny because it panned over and there's no chair, and then it moves down. So
it's Paul Rudd's tiny little chair. Paul Rudd's
tiny. But dude, I just rewatched Ant-Man recently. He's so funny. He's a great mainstay to have in the.
He is
in the MCU.
You gotta have him. I like it. Wyatt Russell, U.S. agent, John Walker. I mean, they're playing up the Thunderbolts for sure.
They want you to see Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that's what Jacob and I talked about earlier. Is they really were playing up Thunderbolts, and we'll get to it. Fantastic Four.
They really got to sell us on these characters that we've barely seen. This is the Namor actor.
Yeah, this one I had to look up. I did not recognize this guy.
I really liked the Namor that we got, actually. I thought he was a brutal villain. I know he could be a good guy, obviously, so I think this is a good choice to have him show up. I really like this actor, actually.
Yeah, I'm happy too.
Cool.
Namor cannot be a one-and-done character, and I'm glad he's not. Awesome choice to
yeah, he's brutal. The Thing, Eben Moss Backrack. Again, I think Fantastic Four has to be good for them to continue on with these guys being main characters,
Yeah, definitely.
Simu Liu, this is obviously, Shang-Chi.
Right? Shang-Chi.
Obviously, we need Shang-Chi too.
I know. What happened to Shang-Chi too?
I know. Dude, I got really hyped when I heard his music, though, because, Shang-Chi's a 4-year-old movie now, so the idea of getting more of it actually excited me, because I've really loved that movie.
Yeah. Next one. Florence Pugh, obviously you knew this was going to happen. She's our new Black Widow. It's exciting.
Here we go.
Crazy. Kelsey
this
Grammer.
was when I looked at my screen and I was like, oh, okay, they're going to drop some cool stuff here.
I remember, obviously in the Marvels, so I was like, okay, that's kind of makes sense. Maybe he'll be help him out.
Yep. Makes sense. It gets crazier, obviously. We'll get into it. Louis Pullman, Sentry from Thunderbolts, basically evil Superman, or sometimes he's good. He just has schizophrenia, basically. I'm excited to see Sentry. I don't know, guys. The new Falcon, Danny Ramirez. He was okay in the new one. He was okay. Joseph Quinn, Human Torch.
Human Torch. Obviously got to have him.
Yep.
David Harbour. So I did say like, I guess he doesn't die because that was one of the theories we had. Like, oh, he's gonna die because he's being so comedic.
You know, they really put the whole Thunderbolts cast in here. And we'll see pretty much the rest of them.
Yeah. That kind of confirms it's not like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I think it could be two things. One, they're just trying to say, look, guys, this isn't Suicide Squad. And there's a chance that, they've seen the movie. They know what the movie is. There's a chance the movie isn't, will they die? Oh, how many of them are going to die? And then the movie is just totally focused on something different as the drama. To the point where they're like, yeah, these characters are going to stick around. Why would you go see them die? Or they're covering somebody up in here and they paid them a handsome sum to use their name.
That's funny. Maybe.
Ooh. Winston Duke. Love it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's awesome. The new leader of Wakanda, so it makes sense. I really like him. This is where it started getting interesting. Oh, wait, no. This is
Ghost, right?
Ghost, yep.
More Thunderbolts.
Yep, Thunderbolts.
No, this is where I dropped my jaw because I was so we're being serious here. Like,
yeah, I heard the Loki music and I was looking over expecting to see, because the character B-15 was in Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, okay, I'm going to see like a TVA name, maybe Owen Wilson, maybe and then there was Tom Hiddleston. I was like, shoot, they're going for it.
When I saw this, I just pictured him like holding the timelines together, and then like Doom is just like fighting him or something. I don't know. Can you imagine that? That's
got to be your Thanos.
The possibilities are crazy.
Thanos versus Hulk moment,
Oh man, yeah. So then obviously,
Professor
it just kept getting crazier.
Yep. We're getting some sort of X-Men versus Avengers incursion. I think it's that world from the Marvels where they ended up with Beast. I think it's going to be because the two worlds have to collide. I'm assuming that's going to happen in this, and Doctor Doom is going to have to stop it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, Kim, that's my theory too, is that this world that Monica Rambeau ended up on in the Marvels, where we saw Beast and her mom in the end credits scene, is the world where the Fantastic Four movie is going to take place, and they have an active X-Men team, and it's made up of all the people in this announcement, and that the two of them are coming together. I think they'd be silly to try to pull these characters from the original movies, just because it's so convoluted. One, because it's so convoluted, and two, because when they brought Hugh Jackman into the MCU, they used a new Wolverine. I mean, that wasn't...
I think they'll be perfect versions of their characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Ian McKellen, he's like 87. Like, what the heck?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, really?
Brought a tear to my eye. He's like everybody's favorite childhood actor, Gandalf, Magneto. So good. I'm excited to see him.
Then it got really crazy.
Yeah, this is when it started getting interesting.
Weird.
This was
Alan
like, what?
Cumming, like Nightcrawler? This better be good. Like, I want to see like Nightcrawler with the sword, the beard. He's got to look sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Because he hasn't been in one since, right?
No.
I think he was
X2.
only in X2.
Are
we getting like X2 cast? Oh, this is the old Mystique from the old movies. This was crazy. What the heck?
This is where I was like, okay, so it's not going to be the original storyline, obviously, because at the end of X3 or in the middle of X3, she loses her powers. Yeah. This original Mystique. So
Magneto just drops her. He's like, sucks.
Yep, seriously.
She was so beautiful.
Yeah, he does say that.
Cyclops, let's go.
Dude,
He's never got his like day in the sun. We need like some really good, like, to me, my X-Men moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, James Marsden, his Cyclops, the writing for his character never let him shine.
Cyclops
supposed
to be the leader of the X-Men.
Really cool character, and I hope they
they do him justice. Channing Tatum.
Let's go.
Heck
I'm about to make a name for myself.
He's about to make a name for himself.
Yeah, that's hype.
Cool. Yeah, I believe that was happening. So
this X-Men team is gonna be sick, dude. Can you imagine?
That's a pretty good team. Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be such a cool team. What else we got, Wade? Of course, you have to have Pedro. He's gonna be our new.
So that's
Mr.
the full Fantastic Four.
Yep.
And then, of course, finally,
RDJ. He's our Doom. Yeah, so this is it, guys. That's crazy. Like 5-hour long announcement. I don't think this is it. I think there's going to be a second one of these.
Tom Holland,
Benedict Cumberbatch,
Benedict Wong.
Mark
Where's
Ruffalo,
Wong?
Benedict Wong.
Where's Star-Lord?
Paul Bettany.
It's weird that they have Beast and yet none of the Marvel's characters when that was the last time Beast showed up.
Yeah. Hey, there's even more. Charlie Cox, Oscar Isaac.
Oh, I wanted to see that.
That was a big one. What about the guy from Werewolf by Night? What about
Mark Ruffalo?
Chris Pratt? They didn't even mention. None of the Guardians. Maybe they're not even in it, but I don't know. I'd be shocked.
Now
where's Hugh Jackman? Where's Ryan Reynolds?
Maybe these characters are the ones that are going to be central to the story, and we'll see the others, but maybe they'll be in cameos or set up for Secret Wars. I mean, think about this. Hawkeye wasn't in Infinity War. You know, he's one of the 6 original Avengers. So, I really think that what this list meant was they're starting production, and all of these former X-Men cast members are going to be hanging around the studio where they're shooting. And people were going to put 2 and 2 together. They needed to put something out. They figured they might as well get some softball, of course, givens when they're like Anthony Mackie and Paul Rudd, and you know what I mean. Obviously these people are going to be in the movie, and then try to get some hype. Really let people know they have to go see these movies this year. They have to go see Thunderbolts. They have to go see Fantastic Four. Hence why they put the entire cast from those movies.
Yeah,
genius marketing. Honestly, it got me hyped to actually watch them for the first time.
And seeing Robert Downey Jr. at the end there, sitting in his chair, I'm starting to be on board. It's been a tough sell for me, but whatever they're cooking, seeing the cast gives a little bit more of a picture. I think I'm kind of excited for it.
Wait, you had a good idea for how they could do a part 2 video?
Yeah, so I think a part 2, if they end up doing more really like cameo releases like that, you start with Chris Pratt, and then it moves to more safe ones. Then maybe you do original Rogue, original Jean Grey, like those kind. If there's more of those releases, and then the very last 2, you get to the last one is Hugh Jackman, and the final one is Ryan Reynolds, and it's Deadpool sitting in the seat, exactly like
that'd be so funny.
RDJ. That'd be so funny.
They really do have to, if they're really trying to keep things secret now, they have to be careful because the cat's out of the bag that they're doing something with X-Men in this movie, pretty obviously.
Yeah.
So if any former X-Men cast member is seen shooting something that's not public, cat's out of the bag on that,
Yeah.
So that makes me wonder if that's truly not it, or if they're just going to be doing, I don't know, but
it's going to be some sort of crazy incursion. I don't know where Doom is from, because RDJ Iron Man is from the 616. I don't understand the Fantastic Four yet. We don't understand these movies. How do they? Or is every movie in a different universe? That's a theory. I don't know. But yeah, guys, that's super hype. I'm hyped for this movie. I've been hyped. I mean.
I'll be honest. I was going to do everything, going to watch all these movies, but this got me hyped. They reached the demographic that they were looking to reach. I think. I am that where I was Marvel kind of fell off since Endgame. I'll still go see everything once in a while, but this is where it was okay, you're bringing back some legacy stuff. You're getting me hyped for these movies that I hadn't necessarily been. And now I'm all in for Doomsday. So
I really think Thor needs to be the head of these. I don't know. I feel like he deserves it. I know Love and Thunder was not good, but that's not Chris Hemsworth's fault. I think him being first really he should be the father figure to these new Avengers. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, guys. Any final thoughts on this? Crazy.
I it feels like for the first time in years. I mean, the MCU before Infinity War was all set up. You know what I mean? And that's what it's been missing the past couple of years. Is they've been putting out some good stuff, and they've been putting out stuff that's not for everybody, and a couple things that weren't too good. But it wasn't really going anywhere. Obviously it was going somewhere, and their plans got nuked and arrested. But
yeah, leaked interviews, leaked phone calls.
Yikes!
But now it feels good to really know that there's a plan that's in place for the first time in a while.
In production.
Things need to start clicking though, like with these movies. You know what I'm saying? Is 3 movies enough to like get us there?
I was talking about this, like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four kind of feel like the first team up movies we've gotten in a while.
True.
So maybe like before Infinity War and Endgame, we had like Captain America Civil War. Yeah.
Thunderbolts in of itself is almost a Phase 4 whatever phase, I don't know, a multiverse saga capping thing too. Because think about all the characters. I mean, Yelena was introduced in Black Panther and then was in Hawkeye. That's all post Endgame. U.S. Agent post Endgame. Red Guardian post Endgame. Ghost was before Endgame, but Taskmaster as well. Everything with Valentina post Endgame. Thunderbolts is actually tying up a ton of loose threads from the past 4 or 5 years.
Nice, yeah.
So that and finally paying them off. So that's pretty exciting in its own right. That it's close to the end of the saga here, and it's actually paying off a little subplot that they've been building. That's one of the complaints. A lot of things go nowhere, but actually a whole handful of things are going into this movie, which is pretty sweet.
Cool.
And they got the original writers, right? Is it Marcus McFeely and the Russo brothers, obviously? So I'm pretty excited for that.
Chris Marcus and Steve McFeely.
Yeah, that's it. That's the correct. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're coming back too, and those guys, they can write an ensemble piece, so
they could do somehow pull everything from the past and make it make sense.
What's up with the Russo brothers, dude? Why are all their movies garbage besides Avengers movies?
Dude, I watched Electric State, and I've read the book, and it was it wasn't awful, but it was mediocre. It was mediocre, and I was just like the book is so good, and they just completely ruined that whole.
I don't understand.
That whole universe.
I think those guys as directors benefit from being given all of these things that have already been successful, and being told to do what they will with them, because it sounds like things that they're trying. Obviously, the Electric State's based on a book, but as a project, they're creating it. They're casting, they're building the sets, they're writing the script. It sounds like they do better when they inherit something. They inherited Captain America, and then they inherited the Avengers. They didn't really start those franchises. And
started from scratches.
All 4 of their Marvel movies are really solid movies. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War.
Some of the best MCU.
Like that's an incredible run of action movies. And then they have Cherry, the Electric State, and there was another one in between the two of them that all got
The Gray Man
that all got poor reviews.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, guys, you just made the biggest movies in the world. What are you doing? So
yeah.
Hopefully they're not going to overcorrect too much, because what they do for Avengers is it's safe, but it works really well because there's so much to do. I wouldn't say they take many creative risks, but when there's so much happening, you have to really play with everybody else in the sandbox. You can't. Yeah.
I have faith they can do it. It's just this is what they're good at. They're good at the MCU stuff, the Marvel comic stuff. So they got the same writers. I think you're right. If it's just handed to them, make this movie. You know what I mean? I think they can execute.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not rushed. It seems a little rushed.
We give Kevin Feige a lot of credit. Something tells me he deserves even more credit. You know, I think he's the secret sauce there that in the Russo brothers Marvel movies, you know, he's probably telling them, guys, we need this. I want this. These are the beats, you know, get it done. And I think they follow his instructions very well.